Welcome to Short Dose of Info, the podcast that brings you quick and captivating insights into the world around us. I'm your host, and today we're diving into a topic that sparks curiosity and sometimes even controversy: nuclear waste. But don't worry, we'll keep it fun and relatable, so stick around. Picture this. You flip a switch and the lights come on, the AC cools your room, and your phone charges effortlessly. Electricity is a modern-day necessity, but it does come with a small downside: nuclear waste. Cue the dramatic music. Nuclear waste is the byproduct of generating electricity in nuclear reactors. But don't worry, it's not a big, green, mutant blob coming to take over the world. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Nuclear waste is carefully managed and handled responsibly. We've got options, my friends. So, what exactly is nuclear waste? Well, it comes in three flavors: low, intermediate, and high-level waste. But here's a mind-boggling fact. 90% of the waste is made up of lightly contaminated items like tools and clothing. It's only 1% of the total radioactivity. So, if you're ever worried about that old pair of radioactive jeans in your closet, fear not. Now, the high-level waste, which accounts for only 3% of the total volume, is where things get a bit more serious. It contains a whopping 95% of the total radioactivity. But before you panic, let me put things into perspective. The waste from a nuclear power station that provides electricity to 1 million people for a year is about the size of a brick. And get this. The high-level waste portion is as light as a sheet of paper, weighing a measly 5 grams. I guess nuclear waste is on a diet. Alright, let's address the elephant in the room: safety. Nuclear waste has never caused harm to people. Yes, you heard that right. Despite its long-lasting radioactivity, the threat diminishes within a few hundred years. So, no, we won't have glowing green babies running around anytime soon. Phew! Now, you might be wondering, what do we do with all this waste? Well, my friends, we've got options. It's like a choose-your-own-adventure story, but without the mutant blobs. One option is recycling. Yes, recycling isn't just for plastic bottles anymore. Countries like France, Japan, and Germany have been recycling used nuclear fuel for decades. It's like giving nuclear waste a second chance at life. In the recycling process, approximately 97% of the used fuel can be reused as fuel in certain types of reactors. Talk about a sustainable solution. This process not only generates more electricity but also reduces the radiological footprint of the waste. We're killing two birds with one: nuclear fuel rod. But hey, recycling isn't for everyone. Some countries prefer the direct disposal approach. Imagine putting your nuclear waste underground, sealing it away like a secret treasure chest. This strategy involves placing used nuclear fuel in canisters, sealing them in tunnels, and surrounding them with rocks and clay. It's like a nuclear time capsule, waiting to be discovered, in a few thousand years. Now, I know what you're thinking. But wait, isn't direct disposal risky? Great question. The truth is, direct disposal has been carefully designed to minimize any potential impact. The canisters are built to withstand the test of time, and the surrounding rock and clay act as natural barriers, ensuring that the waste remains isolated and secure. Let's take a moment to compare nuclear waste with other forms of energy waste. Remember that 1,000 megawatt nuclear power station we mentioned earlier? Well, it produces only 3 cubic meters of vitrified high-level waste per year if the used fuel is recycled. In contrast, a coal-fired power station of the same capacity generates a whopping 300,000 tons of ash and over 6 million tons of carbon dioxide annually. Looks like nuclear waste wins the sustainability game. Now, I can hear some of you saying, but what about the risks? Well, fear not. The amount of radioactive materials that could potentially leak from a nuclear waste repository is so small that it wouldn't make a difference to the environment or future humans. Plus, radiation is a natural part of our lives. In fact, the doses from a nuclear waste repository would be almost 50 times smaller than the average background radiation. We're practically living in a radioactive wonderland. So, there you have it, folks. Nuclear waste, despite its initial scary reputation, is managed responsibly, with various options available. From recycling to direct disposal, the nuclear industry is on a mission to minimize waste and maximize sustainability. It's like a superhero fighting the forces of environmental harm, one fuel rod at a time. That wraps up today's short dose of info. We hope you enjoyed this intriguing journey into the world of nuclear waste. Remember, when it comes to nuclear energy, the waste is tiny, the risks are minimal, and the benefits are electrifying. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, stay curious. Hey, before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and leave us a comment with your thoughts on today's episode. We love hearing from you. And be sure to share this episode with your friends and family, because knowledge is power, my friends. Stay awesome and catch you on the next episode of Short Dose of Info.